Hi friends, welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge. This is an update almost exclusively about my bathroom thing, but before I get to that, my knife sale, I've sold about 2/3, maybe a little less than 2/3 of the knives that I had on that list. The knife sale is still technically open. I'm not expecting huge action, but if you're still interested in possibly getting some of the knives that I've owned, there you go. You can even make me offers as long as they're reasonable. I've already reduced almost everything, at least a third off of retail, but obviously the stuff that hasn't sold yet isn't quite as appealing, so I might consider offers. It depends on how reasonable an offer is that you make. Just follow the link. I'll put a link down in the description below and up here probably to the video about the sale. Just please follow all the procedures that I have in place for that, and I appreciate all the support. I will do another sale. It's probably going to be end of July because for the first couple weeks of July, well, the very day my wife gets off work, I think it's the last Friday of June. She's a teacher's assistant, educational assistant, and her last day of work is the last Friday of June. And then my wife and I are going to drive down to visit my sister in Missouri. And so we'll be gone for about 2 weeks. And after that, I'll probably do a sale. And that sale will have stuff like some sharpening stuff, some other knife-related items, but that's not knives, and stuff like that. So we'll see. One thing I'll mention right now is I've got that sword sharpener. I'll put a link right here to the video I did for that. Now that's a big thing, probably only somebody where it can be reasonably delivered or picked up will want that. But I'll be selling that too. So if you're interested in a sword sharpening rig, guided sharpening system for swords, works primarily for straight swords. A slight curve in it might work or would work. But, a really curved sword, this system doesn't work for that. But basically straight-edged swords, yeah. So I'd be willing to sell that too. And a bunch of other stuff, so we'll see. But my update, my basement bathroom, it's been a frustration. The way we found this issue was we walked on the floor and my wife heard some squishing. I'd never heard anything in there. I wear hearing aids. I've got some hearing loss and stuff. So I never heard it. She heard there was water in the floor. And that's how this started. And that happened, I don't know, a month ago. Maybe not quite, that we noticed it. And I'm going to show you what we've figured out. So come on with me. There'll be some movement and stuff. Hopefully I won't make you dizzy. My mom always said, she hated moving cameras. TV shows where the cameras move, because it always made her dizzy. So maybe some of you guys might get dizzy. So let me pick this up here. There we go, unlock that. Okay, take the strap with me. And, by the way, there's one of my lights. There's another one of my lights that washes out everything. And this room here is my studio. So, yeah, got a whole bunch of stuff. There's my ADHD mess, my doom pile of stuff. Anyhow, let's turn those lights down, turn this off, and we'll head out here. So I took the vanity out. You can see the vanity hiding behind here. And you can see all these boards. That's the floor. And yeah, that's a bit of a mess, but it's actually going to be underneath the trim. There's the trim back there. And so each piece that I took up is labeled for where it goes so I can put it back. And I didn't wreck any of them bad enough that they can't go back. So I don't have to buy new flooring. So that's a really good thing. I might have to buy new trim. Might have to redo that completely. We'll see, because that was sitting a little bit wet. This flooring is 100% waterproof. So it's a plastic material. And it's got this blue foam on the back. And the foam held some water, but it's all dried out, and it's really nice stuff. So I don't have to replace any of that. And let's go straight over here. Yeah, there's Bandit barking. This is the bathroom again. You've seen it many times. So I'll tell you what I've done, and I've got good news. I thought I was going to have to take that shower out and just totally remove that and reinstall it and everything because I couldn't figure out where this water was coming from. That wall is dry. This wall is dry right down to the floor. I even took my knife and I pulled on some of the drywall down at the bottom there, and it's just completely dry. No water damage at all. But here's the toilet. This area here, and the floor sort of slants. This is the higher spot, and it sort of slants down at a very, very tiny angle all the way down to that corner. There's a sump pump down in that corner, and so the basement is sort of slanted that way, and there's a drain in the floor underneath that sink right there. You know, so it's designed to flow that way, so I'm not surprised that it flowed this way. So we got some black mold. I've spray painted over the black mold so it won't be airborne as easily, so I can take it out more easily. But I got some black mold down there. I painted yellow first, ran out of yellow, then I painted green, so the black mold's covered. A little bit over there. So I'm going to have to take out some drywall down there, and I'm going to have to take out some of this drywall here. And I think some of this drywall was damaged before I did the renovation and I didn't notice it. And I don't really like that toilet paper holder, so I'm probably going to come up to about this level, go straight across, take all of this drywall out, take that little bit of that drywall out. And so that's mostly labor. There's hardly any expense in that. I still have drywall left over, still have mud, you know, the tape and everything. I still got all of that. But what did I figure out here? Well, I took out my saw and I cut the floor after I lifted up my floor. And I started lifting it up, and I lifted up this piece. It's got the linoleum backing on this side. And I'd ripped the linoleum itself off. There's just a little bit of it left right here. And it's actually still a little bit wet over there. It's still drying out because I just did this late yesterday. And the linoleum was stuck down by black tar type glue. Like, I mean, it feels like and cleans up like roofing tar. It smells like cold roofing tar. You know, the person who owned this house built this washroom just before he sold the house. So he did a quick, very low quality job in some ways, just to get the job done so the house is more likely to sell. But other than the cheap linoleum, he did do a proper job on the floor. Below here, you can see that stuff. That's that dimpled plastic. The concrete's underneath that, so that's a, well, sort of a water barrier, whatever, from there. Then there's this foam, and then he used plywood. Everywhere else, he just used fiberboard, like you can see right here, this fiberboard on the floor. But in here, he actually used plywood. It looks like 5/8 plywood. I think that's how thick that is, roughly. Probably a metric version of it. Put the plywood down, you know, taped, put the linoleum, glued the linoleum down and everything. But the water was on top of the linoleum and soaking through the linoleum. But when I lifted this up, the plywood was bone dry, except for, you know, the backing of the linoleum. It was a little bit wet. And of course, well, not of course, but that black glue that he put down was another, you know, barrier for the water to soak through. But what that tells me is the water did not come from the bottom up. So it's not like water is coming in anywhere. My sump pump is completely dry. I've actually got two. There's one in the room where I've got my studio, and then kitty corner over there. It's been so dry here that, yeah, the water table is below my basement level right now. Most springs, you know, this sump pumps are pumping like crazy to get rid of water. So it's not coming in through the foundation. It's not coming in through, you know, the concrete walls, you know, behind here. It's not coming up through the floor. The bottom's all dry. There's nothing wet around my shower. This wall's completely dry too. I am 100% sure that the source of the water was spillage from the vanity. But it's not in the vanity, it's going to be humans. I don't know for sure, but I think it's little humans, aka grandkids. I don't know this for sure, but I'm thinking they were playing in here. Like in their house, my daughter even locks the basement washroom. The kids don't have access to the basement washroom. That's probably because they like playing with water. But what the nutshell, what I got out of it is, what I've learned is, I basically have labor to put this back together. I don't have a lot of expense. I've got some expense. I might have to, buy some flooring. I don't think so, because depends on if any breaks as I'm preparing to get it back in. But I got drywall work. The toilet's still good. I'll get a new seal for the toilet and everything. That's just, got a can of paint and some covering up the holes so vapors don't come up. It's mostly going to be work to fix this bathroom. I am so happy about that. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. And I believe I don't have to take that out. If I learn something else, I'm still going to lift that board yet, and I might cut out and lift the board over here, the plywood, just to be 100% certain, because I'm here right now. Might as well do it now. That's just labor. If I learn something else, then I'll deal with that as it happens. But yeah, good news. Good news. So there you go. Thank you, those of you guys who were concerned and helped me out with this sale. I still have not heard back from my disability insurance people on how much they're going to make me pay back. I can't believe it's taken them that long. It's just wrong to leave a guy hanging that long. It's been a couple months now since they started this procedure, telling me that I have to repay everything I earned. It's just not fair how they're dealing with me. It's just, why can't you just work out the numbers and just tell me? Anyhow, there you go. That's what's going on. Thank you so much for watching my little video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, friends, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye for now.